For competition eye makeup, we suggest that you use an eyeshadow primer before. You can use whichever brand you'd like for that. But for the main eyeshadow, we got a Wink set from the gym. For the cream, it's called Galaxy, and for the powder, it's called Chrome. We're going to apply that with the brush that came with the set, and I like to use a bit of a fluffier brush for the powder part. For underneath your eyebrow, I'm going to use an old Cheer Makeup highlighter. It's a white shimmer. You can get it from any convenience store or drugstore, just as long as it's a white shimmer. I prefer to use a flat brush to apply that. You need a black eyeliner, a black mascara, and we're going to use a white eyeliner, but that's completely optional. We're going to be doing the competition eye makeup on Carly today, so bear with us as we try and figure out how to do this on video. So first we're going to use the eyeshadow primer. It kind of looks like a gel. So we're just going to put it all over the lids. And I like to put it like in the creases too, so that we make sure everything stays all competition on. There should be a good amount, but not so much that it looks like a white layer. So if it looks like a white layer, smooth it out and try to take some off, like I just did then. Okay, so after letting that dry a little bit, first I'm going to use the white shimmer from the brow to the crease. So I'm gonna start at the edge of the eyebrow, and I'm gonna dab, and I'm gonna bring it all the way in. It's okay if it gets a little bit on the lid because we're gonna cover that up. So now we're gonna use the Wink brush that we got and the Galaxy cream. So the cream, for me, is the trickiest part. So whenever you put it, make sure there's a good amount, but not like a glob on the brush, because it'll be really difficult. Will you hold this for me? Thank you. So close your eye, and we're gonna put it all over the lid. So it's gonna go like this. Since it's a cream, go ahead and try to do smooth brush strokes. So messing up is natural and okay. So don't freak out. If you can fix it with your finger, that's good, but if not, just use a Q-tip to touch it up. So before that dries, we're gonna go ahead and do the darker part of our eyeshadow. We're gonna use the Wink Chrome. So for this, I prefer to use a bit of a fluffier brush, just because it's easier, because the brush isn't still wet from the cream. So for this, you're gonna go the top of the center of the eyelid, and you're gonna go out to the corner and brush it inward. So it's gonna look extreme because this is competition makeup. It's not gonna be like your everyday makeup. So don't be afraid to make it dark. And don't worry about if it falls down here, we'll fix that later. So bring it all the way to the middle, but make the top a little bit further in than the bottom is. So now I'm gonna go back with the white shimmer, and I'm just gonna blend this a little bit. I like to take the white and put it in the corners of the eye because I just think it gives a little pop, but blend it with your finger to make sure it's not like really extreme. So now that the eyeshadow is done, you're gonna apply an eyeliner. I'm gonna let Carly do it herself because I have a hard time doing eyeliner on other people. But basically it's gonna be a black eyeliner, pretty thin on the top of your eye. So now at this point, if you like to curl your eyelashes, you can curl your eyelashes. Carly's gonna do that, but that's completely optional. So now you're gonna put on a pretty thick coat of black mascara on your top and bottom eyelashes. Again, it's competition makeup, so it should look more dramatic than your everyday makeup. If you have a young kid and they don't know how to put on mascara by themselves, have them look down at your finger and try not to blink while you do their mascara. Okay, so now you're gonna put black eyeliner. We're using a powder eyeliner, but you can use a pen eyeliner. Do it from the corner of your eye into about the middle of your eye. In the waterline. So not underneath your eyelashes, but in the waterline. Okay. So now we're gonna take care of all of that messy glitter that fell underneath her eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and just use a makeup remover wipe because we haven't done her face makeup at this point. I know that some people do their face makeup before they do their eye makeup, so if that happens, probably just use a Q-tip to clean it up. If you use concealer, now is the time to put that on. Just be careful not to get it everywhere on your eyelashes, so make sure you only put it under. So now I'm gonna go back with the eyeshadow highlighter that we used and touch up where I put it in the corners of the eyes because we wiped that off a tiny bit. Bring a tiny bit under the eye right there. So this is an optional part, but I do it because my eyes are kind of small. So I'm gonna put white eyeliner near the corner of her eye. You can put it in the water lid and a little bit underneath. The water lid, the water line, and a little bit underneath the eyelid. Now I'm going to use the same brush that we used with the highlighter and I'm going to just blend that a little bit. Just kind of gives the eyes a little bit of a pop because I know that black eyeliner makes my eyes look smaller. And if you're not happy with the way it looks, you can use a concealer to blend it a little bit. So there you go. That is how you do the competition eye makeup.